Today I have prepared 4 different noodles, but they're not standard. They are 3XL noodles. These are extremely huge. For the scale, I'm going to show you on a standard bulldog. This is our bulldog noodles over here, and this is our 3XL fast panda noodles. And I saw them and I thought I should definitely give it a go and see if it's tasty or not. These noodles look extremely rare. I have not encountered in any store I ever been the size of noodles like this. But with this pack, you definitely can feed yourself, your partner, and potentially a friend too. Because look at the size of this. This is very heavy as well. These over here are salted egg yolk flavor, which is also quite weird to me because I have not encountered salted egg yolk noodles yet. And speaking of bulldog, you can find bulldog videos on my channel. We have removed the plastic film. Now we have to open this lid and see what is underneath. This is the lid on the inside. We have a little maze over here. We'll have to create the word by following the maze. The preparation instructions right here. There's 2 methods of preparation. First, using hot water, second using cold water and the microwave. For today's video, I'm going to use the hot water preparation method. Let's see how well that turns out. This is our noodle box close-up. What we see is 4 plates in here. So I'm assuming this is actually can fit 4 people, not 3, not 2, actually 4 people. This is quite crazy. The plates are paper plates. We have over here plastic chopsticks. This company definitely stepped up the chopstick game because I have never encountered any company ever that serves the food with the plastic chopsticks. We have 4 forks over here, not wrapped, just laying here as it is. 4 plastic forks, a hot spicy looking sauce, and a little bag of powder. I honestly thought there would be way more than this, but that's what we get. Inside we have also 4 packets of noodles. I honestly assumed there'll be like 1 big noodle over here. I didn't think there'll be 4 of them. This is everything that this box over here comes with. Let's start putting our packs inside of the box. All 4 of our noodles are unpackaged and are in a box. What we have to do now is pour the hot water on top of it. 1.5 liters is literally my entire kettle. That's a lot of water. So now we have hot water inside. Let's cover it with the lid and leave it closed for 4 minutes. 4 minutes have passed. I need to take off the lid now and see what it looks like. We need to go tip out all the water, leave only a little bit behind so then we can mix it all with the spices. I have tipped out all the water. Let's add our seasoning powder. It's very yellow. It's extremely yellow. It looks like a curry powder. And now our sauce. This is very thick actually, surprisingly. I thought it would be more liquidy than it is. And it's very oily too. Now let's take one of our forks and stir all of this together. I honestly stirred it as well as I could have, but so far it looks extremely unseasoned. I'm going to plate some on this plate over here. And the seasoning does not necessarily mix in evenly. Some of the parts are very seasoned. Some of the parts are entirely white. It's just extremely hard to mix it. And when I do, it still feels like there is absolutely not enough of it. Our egg yolk noodles. And they're supposed to be this stir-fry style. It does taste like egg, quite nice, but honestly, it's very underwhelming. I expected at least it would have some sort of meaty flavor. If it's just the egg flavor, it tastes very bland. The noodles themselves are very plain. They have no seasoning at all, so if their seasoning does not touch them, they literally are just plain noodles. Like, I'm not going to say that this is bad, but I'm also not going to say that this is great. A little bit underwhelming. Our second noodles come with the red lid and are buckwheat and beef flavor. It's also a 3XL size, and it also, by the way, feeds 4 people. Underneath the lid, we have a familiar paper that has our little maze, the panda, and the preparation instructions that are actually different because it looks like you need to pour all the spices and all the flavorings in first, then pour the hot water, then leave it for 4 minutes, and then it's ready. This one's supposed to be more of a soupy version rather than the previous one. Previous one was more like a stir-fry version. We have here a soup spoon. Yes, so this is definitely a soup version of the noodles. 4 forks, chopsticks, powder, some very hard oil sauce, and some greens, by the way it feels. The noodles are buckwheat. The noodles look so strange. This is everything that this box over here comes with. I have never encountered buckwheat noodles before. This is the first time of me seeing it. And they look very dark and very gray. On the box it doesn't look like that. On the box they just look like standard noodles. I wonder if they taste any different. We have all of our 4 noodles inside of the box now. Now it's time to put the ingredients on top of it. It smells a lot like beef. Next we have another little silver bag. And inside we have our little vegetables and little pieces of the soy meat simulation. This is what we have so far close up. We have a little meat over here and a powder over here. And now there is a big hard block of some sort of oil, by the way it feels. I think it's just like a flavoring oil or something. Look at this. This is a solid block of flavoring sauce. Let's pour some hot water into our beef noodles and leave them aside. Not going to lie, this smells very spicy. This smells kind of like a spicy hot pot. Beef and buckwheat noodle soup style. 5 minutes definitely already passed. The noodles look actually quite tasty. The soup in the bottom smells very flavorful, but I think it's going to be spicy by the way it smells. First, I'm going to take the soup spoon and grab some soup on a spoon to taste it and see what the flavors are like. It actually smells very strongly like spices, but it tastes so good. It tastes like very rich beef broth. This is actually very nice. It tastes very meaty, extremely meaty and super flavorful. Now let's grab our fork and our plate and plate some of these noodles over here. Our beef and buckwheat noodles close up. Let's grab some on a fork and give it a taste. These over here are surprisingly so nice. They are extremely flavorful. The broth is super rich. The flavor of the noodles themselves is really good too. It's like they absorbed all of these flavorings inside of themselves and they absolutely do not taste plain. I love it so much. Really strange green looking noodles that we have here are Happy Panda cilantro beef noodles. I'm honestly curious to see if it's going to be like a soup style or if it's going to be more like a stir-fried noodle style. As so far we had one of each, so I'm assuming the other two there will be one stir-fry, one soup potentially. Let's unpack this and have a look what we got inside. Based on these instructions over here, it's supposed to be soup style noodles. We put all of the ingredients together, pour the hot water on top of it, leave it for 4 minutes, and then it's ready to be eaten. I still cannot believe that this entire pot consumes 1.5 liters of water, but at the same time we have seen how much this makes, and honestly it makes enough for at least a whole group of friends. This one has a lot of different spices inside. Either they messed up and they put 3 bags of vegetables accidentally, or it was meant to be this way. What we have here is 4 packs of noodles, 5 seasoning bags, chopsticks, spoon, and obviously our 4 forks and 4 plates. Let's start with plating all of our noodles. If you look at these noodles closely, you definitely can see that they don't look like your standard yellow noodles, but they also don't look too green, but still look green enough to look not normal. Now we're going to be putting all the spices in. The first one has the greens in the bag, actual bag full of green chives. Now we're putting something else in. This is another bag of chives, another bag of chives. Yeah, that would have to be a manufacturing issue, right? There's no way they would give us 3 bags of chives. This is at least a little bit strange. This entire thing is just chives. Next, we're putting seasoning powder in. It's very orange, potentially might be spicy. And the seasoning sauce over here for our rich broth. I hope it's gonna be as tasty as the previous soup version of the noodles was. Close up, we can see all of the seasonings on top of our green noodles. Let's quickly go get the kettle and pour it on top of our noodles. All the water is in. Let's cover it with the lid and put it away for 4 minutes. 4 minutes have passed. Let's unpack our chopsticks to look at them close up, because we can see that the chopsticks over here are actually plastic. These chopsticks are not wood. These chopsticks are not bad quality by the way they seem, and they also are buildable. So they're not a solid piece of plastic. They have that connection that you build, and the tips of the chopsticks as well, they have those bumps that are super easy for gripping when you're eating your food. These are our chopsticks close up. This is the handles of them and this is the tips of the chopsticks. I'm genuinely surprised with the quality of the cutlery that they provided. Let's unpack our noodles and see what they look like now. These are the beautiful cilantro beef noodles over here. Let's start by stirring this all with the spoon. 3 bags of grains when they are cooked do not look like an actual overkill. That doesn't look that bad. This is our soup close up. Let's try it. Tastes a bit spicy. On a scale of 1 to 10, that would be like a 4. It tastes very green. There's definitely a parsley here. There's definitely chives here. I can taste them significantly. And the spice in here is not that bad. Like, it's spicy, but it's not terrible. The broth tastes quite rich. It tastes as beefy as the previous one did in the previous soup. Now let's take some of these noodles over here and put them on our plate. These are our cilantro beef noodles close up. I honestly do enjoy the amount of grains in here. As much as I was thinking initially that this is too much, it honestly looks like it's just enough. These noodles are not bad, but unfortunately they're a little bit flavorless. The broth is very full of flavor. While the noodles are having the hint of the broth, but overall they don't actually taste that strongly. I expected they would taste way stronger than this. They taste beefy and green, but they don't taste as beefy and green as the broth does. I feel like all the flavoring just stayed in the broth for some reason, and it did not actually absorb in noodles. The noodles over here look the absolute fanciest. These are spicy and numbing crawfish flavored tossed noodles. Spicy and numbing in China generally means actually spicy and actually numbing. And I know that it is very popular to actually eat spicy food that has numbing flavor in it, but the crawfish is what drew me into it, because crawfish does look very fancy, and this is supposed to be potentially a stir-fry style noodles. Let's look at our instructions to see what we have here. Yes, these are the ones that you prepare and then drain all the water, and after this you eat it as a stir-fry style. These boxes are absolutely insanely hard to open. They're just designed in such a way that the lid entirely sealed, and it's very very hard to actually open it, which is pretty good because it secures all the liquid inside and you cannot tip it out. But also at the same time, it is pretty annoying. What we have in here is a setup of the similar things, which is 2 bags of seasoning, our chopsticks, which we're going to unpack and look at closely, 4 plates and 4 forks to share. While the noodles are plated, let's go put the water on top of it. The water is in, let's cover it up with the lid and put it away for 4 minutes. If the previous one was not called spicy and it was like 4 out of 10 spiciness, then I wonder what this one would be like, because this one actually is called spicy. I'm going to go quickly drain all the water and then come back to you with the noodles. All the water has been drained. Let's see what they look like. They look very plain and very ordinary. Let's add all of these seasonings here and see if it changes it much. I will spread this more like evenly so it mixes properly. I can smell the spice inside of this chili oil. This is ridiculously spicy by the way it smells. It also smells a lot like crawfish. Let's grab the fork and stir them all. It might look like I'm doing a pretty terrible job stirring, but you have never tried stirring this many noodles with this tiny plastic fork. Here is our numb and spicy noodles close up. Let's give it a taste. On a scale of 1 to 10, the spice is maybe like on a 7. I have honestly tried spicier things from China before, so these are not too bad. The flavor of the crawfish comes through pretty strongly. These are very flavorful comparing to the previous stir-fried version. These I actually enjoyed quite a bit. They definitely do not taste as plain as the other stir-fried ones did. All I can taste and smell is basically crawfish and a little bit of spice, like chili spice. Rating all these 4 noodles, I would say the best one was definitely the beef and buckwheat one. That one was exceptionally tasty. I enjoyed it so much. The broth was very rich. It was super tasty. It was definitely enough for everybody, same as in all of these noodles obviously. But this flavor over here just got me. I loved it a lot. Unlike the egg one over here. Egg was more plain, barely had any flavor on most of the noodles, and was not really enjoyable at all. Also important addition to the spicy and numbing ones, when you eat the spicy and numbing ones, the difference between regular spicy and numbing is when you eat this, the top of your mouth feels like it actually does go numb. I don't know how it does that, but that's what I noticed with any sort of spicy and numbing foods. Your tongue starts buzzing, and the top of your mouth, the roof of it, just feels like you don't feel it much. These noodles were definitely really fun to unpack and see what's inside of these boxes and also taste them. That was a really cool experience. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and check out my channel for more fun video reviews. And I will see you in the next video.